our topic for today is about operations on rational algebraic expressions. And at the end of this video, you should be able to perform operations on rational algebraic expressions and solve problems involving rational algebraic expressions. So let us review first. So what is RAE? So when we divide two polynomials, we can create rational algebraic expression. So RAE is an expression in the form of n over d, where n is numerator and d is denominator. Where n and d are polynomials and d is not equal to 0. So how to simplify rational algebraic expressions? So to simplify rational algebraic expressions, we need to step 1, factor the numerator and denominator. Step 2, divide out or cancel common factors. Then step 3, we need to multiply the remaining factors. So today, we're going to discuss operations on rational algebraic expressions. And first is multiplication. So in multiplying RAEs, we need to first write each numerator and denominator in factored form. Then second, cancel out common factors to the numerator and denominator. Then step 3, we need to multiply the remaining numerators and the remaining denominators. Then step 4, simplify if possible. So it is like multiplying fractions. So for example, we have 8 over 14 times 7 over 12. So let us first factor the numerators and the denominators of each expression. So for 8, we have 2 times 2 times 2. For 14, we have 2 times 7. For 7, 7. For 12, we have 2 times 2 times 3. Then cancel common factors. So we have 2. We have 2. We have another 2. Then 7. So, in the numerator, the remaining factor is 1. Then, in the denominator, we have 3. So, the final product is 1 over 3 or 1/3. So, the given is 30x squared over 6y times 4y squared over 15x raised to 4. So first, let us factor the numerators and the denominators. So for 30x squared, we have 2 times 3 times 5 times x times x. For the denominator 6y, we have 2 times 3 times y. For 4y squared, we have 2 times 2 times y times y. Then for 15x raised to 4, we have 3 times 5 times x times x times x times x. Then cancel common factors from numerator and denominator. So we have 2, we have 3, we have 5, we have 2x, we have 1y. Then check kung meron pa tayong pwedeng i-cancel. So wala na. Then multiply the common factors or multiply the remaining factors in the numerator and the denominator. So we have 2, 2, and y in the numerator. So 2 times 2, 4 times y, so 4y. Then for the denominator, we have 3 and 2x, therefore 3x squared. So this is the final answer. So the given is 3d over 3f minus 12 times 4f minus 16 all over 12d squared. So multiplication again, let us factor the numerators and the denominators of each expression. So we have 3d. So factors niya ay 3 times d. Then for the denominator, we have pwede natin siyang i-factor using greatest common factor or greatest common monomial factor, which is 3. So the other factor would be f minus 4. Then times numerator. So we have 4f minus 16, which is also factorable by using greatest common monomial factor na 4. Then the other factor would be f minus 4. Then the denominator 12d squared is 3 times 4 times d times d. Then cancel common factors. So we have 3, we have d, we have 4, and the binomial f minus 4. So multiply the remaining factors in the numerator. So yun yung mga na-cancel natin. Ibig sabihin yan, number divided by the number itself is equal to 1. So kung lahat sila 1, 1 times 1 is equal to 1. Then in denominator, we have 3 and d, therefore 3d. So the final product is 1 over 3d. So the given is a plus 4 over a squared plus 7a plus 10 times a squared plus 6a plus 5 over a squared plus 5a plus 4. So again, factor the numerators and the denominators. For a plus 4, prime na kagad siya. So, ang susunod lang natin is a plus 4. Then, for the denominator, a squared plus 7a plus 10. So, factorable siya using general trinomial where a is equal to 1. So, meaning, ang factors niya ay para magkaibang trinomial. So, a squared meaning a times a. Then, yung last term natin is positive 10. Therefore, pareho ng sign. Then, pareho silang positive. Then, ano yung factors ni 10 na kapag inad, 7 na magiging sagot. So, we have 5 and 2 times the other expression. So, sa numerator, again, general trinomial. So, a squared means a times a. Then, the last term is positive. Therefore, pareho sila ng sign. Pareho silang positive. So, ano yung factors ni 5 na kapag inad? 6 ang sagot. So, we have 5 and 1. How about for the denominator? We have a squared plus 5a plus 4. So, general trinomial ulit. So, a squared means a times a. Then, last term is positive. So, pareho sila ng sign. Parehong positive. Then, ano yung factors ni 4 na kapag inad, 5 ang magiging sagot. So, we have 4 and 1. Now, cancel common factors. So, we have binomial a plus 4. We have a plus 5. Then, a plus 1. So, sa lahat ng mga na-cancel natin, meaning dividing the number or the expression by itself, so equal sila sa 1. So, 1 lahat sa numerator, therefore 1. Then, for the denominator, ang natira na lang yung binomial a plus 2. Therefore, the final product is 1 over a plus 2. So let us apply the multiplication of RAE in a word problem. So the problem is the base and the height of a right triangle are 6b over 7 centimeters and 7 over 12b centimeters respectively. So what is its area? So the base 6b over 7, height 7 over 12b, and we all know that the area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 times the base times the height. So let us replace or substitute the values in the formula. So 1/2 times 6b over 7 times 7 over 12b. b. Then, factor the numerators and the denominators as we apply the rules or the steps in multiplying rational algebraic expressions. So, we have 1, then 2. For 6b, we have 2 times 3 times b. For 7, we have simply 7. Then another 7. Then for 12b, we have 2 times 2 times 3 times b. Then cancel common factors. We have 2. We have 3. Then we have 7. Then we have b. Then multiply the remaining factors. In the numerator, we have 1. Then for the denominator, we have 2 and 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. Therefore, the area of the given triangle is equal to 1/4 square centimeter.
So let us now proceed with division of rational algebraic expressions. So to divide RAEs, we need to write the reciprocal of the divisor, factor the numerator and the denominator, cancel out common factors, multiply the remaining factors in numerators and denominators, and simplify if possible. So for example, we have 14/9 divided by 7/3. So the first expression or fraction is written as is. So we have 14/9 and we need to write the divisor 7/3 as its reciprocal, which is 3/7, and then change the operation into multiplication. Now we can proceed with factoring the numerators and the denominators. For 14, we have 2 times 7. For 9, we have 3 times 3. Then we have 3 and 7. Then cancel out common factors. So we have 7, then 3. So the remaining factor in the numerator is 2. Then for denominator, we have 3. So the final answer is 2/3 or 2/3.
So, the given is a raised to 5/4 divided by 4a squared. So, division, ang first step natin is to, again, write the dividend as is, then rewrite the divisor into its reciprocal. So, ang reciprocal niya ay 1/4a squared. Then, change the operation into multiplication. So, factor the numerators and the denominators. For a raised to 5, we have 5a's. For the denominator, we have 2 times 2. For 1, we have 1. Then, for 4a squared, we have 2 times 2 times a times a. Then, cancel common factors. So, we have 2a's. Then, meron pa ba? Can we cancel these 2? So, hindi pwede kasi pareho silang nasa denominator. So, let us multiply the remaining factors. For the numerator, we have a. Then, so, kapag multiply natin, a times a times a times 1 is a cube. Then, for the denominator, we have 2 na 4. So, 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16. Therefore, the final answer is a cube over 16. So, the given is a squared plus a minus 12 over a squared plus 3a minus 4 divided by 3 minus a over 1 minus a. So, again, si first expression as is. Then, si second expression or yung divisor natin, gagawin natin reciprocal. So, ang reciprocal niya ay 1 minus a over 3 minus a. Then, change the operation into multiplication. Then, factor the numerators and the denominator. So, sa numerator natin na a squared plus a minus 12. So, factorable using general trinomial. And a squared means a times a. And since ang last term natin ay negative, so magkaiba ng sign. Si bigger number ay positive, si smaller ay negative. So, ano ang factors ni 12 na kapag inad, positive 1 ang magiging sagot. So, we have 4 and 3. So, ang factors niya, a plus 4 times a minus 3. How about for the denominator, a squared plus 3a minus 4? So, again, general trinomial. A squared means a times a. Then, the last term is negative 4. So, magkaiba sila ng sign. And the bigger number is positive. So, the smaller number is negative. Ano ang factors ni 4 na kapag minus positive 3 ang magiging sagot? So, we have 4 and 1. Because 4 times 1 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. Then, for the other expression, so 1 minus a, so prime na siya. Then, 3 minus a, prime na din siya. Then, cancel common factor. So, we have a plus 4 na common sa numerator and the denominator. Then, as you can see, related ulit yung a minus 3 kay 3 minus a at si a minus 1 kay 1 minus a. So, si 1 minus a, kung i-factor out natin yung negative 1, magiging a minus 1 siya. Then, si 3 minus a, kung ipa-factor out natin si negative 1, magiging a minus 3 siya. So, ngayon, pwede na tayo mag-cancel nung a minus 3, then yung a minus 1. So, negative 1 also divided by negative 1, pwede rin natin siya ma-cancel. So, anong natira sa numerator? 1. Then, for denominator, we also have 1. Therefore, the final answer is 1. So, according to the given, area is equal to 4x squared minus 4x over 15 square centimeters. And the width is equal to x squared minus 1 over 6x centimeters. And we are asked to find the measurement of the length. So, we all know that the area of rectangle is equal to length times the width. And to find the value of the length, we need to divide the area by the width. So, length is equal to a divided by the width. Therefore, replace or substitute the values of the area and the width in the formula. So, we have 4x squared minus 4x over 15 divided by x squared minus 1 over 6x. And applying the steps in division, first we need to write the first expression rather as is. Then the second expression or the divisor as its reciprocal. So we have 6x over x squared minus 1. Then change the operation into multiplication. Then now we can factor the numerators and the denominators. So the numerator 4x squared minus 4x is factorable by greatest common factor, and the greatest common factor is 4x. And the other factor would be x minus 1. Then 15 is equals to 3 times 5. Then 6x is equal to 2 times 3 times x. And x squared minus 1 is factorable by difference of two squares. So, x plus 1 times x minus 1. Then now we can cancel common factors. So we have binomial x minus 1 and 3. So multiply the remaining factors in the numerator. So we have 4x, 2, and x, and it is equal to 8x squared. So 4 times 2, 8, x times x squared. Then in the denominator, we have 5 and x plus 1. So using distributive method, so 5 times x, 5x, plus 5 times 1 is 5. So the value of the length would be 8x squared over 5x plus 5 centimeters.